Waitress was humiliated at car dealership. The next day, she returned as the billionaire. Maya Thompson had always been the kind of person who believed in the simple joys of life, serving coffee with a genuine smile, listening to strangers' stories and helping anyone in need. She worked long hours as a waitress in a small-town diner, earning just enough to make ends meet. But no matter how hard life got, she never let bitterness creep in. One bright afternoon, Maya walked into a local car dealership to inquire about a modest car she'd been saving up for. She had dreamed of a reliable vehicle for months, something that would make her daily commute easier. But the moment she stepped inside, she felt the cold weight of judgment. A salesman, sneering with condescending amusement, looked her up and down. You think you can afford anything here?" he scoffed. His colleagues snickered, and Maya's cheeks burned with embarrassment. She swallowed her pride and tried to explain her situation politely, but every word seemed to fall on deaf ears. Turning away, she felt the sting of humiliation. For a moment, it seemed like the world was laughing at her. Yet even in that moment, Maya's innate kindness didn't falter. As she left, she noticed a young boy, alone in the dealership, struggling to reach a display car key. Without thinking, she knelt down and helped him, smiling warmly. The boy's grateful eyes made her heart ache with a mix of empathy and hope. That night, Maya returned home, discouraged but not defeated. She cooked a simple meal, cleaned up, and went to bed thinking about how the world could be so cruel, yet so fragile. The next morning, everything changed. The doors of the same car dealership swung open to reveal Maya, no longer in her diner uniform, but dressed in an elegant suit, radiating quiet confidence. She was greeted by stunned silence. Maya had inherited her late aunt's fortune overnight, a tech empire her aunt had quietly built over decades. She had never expected it, but now she had the means to make a real difference. Instead of indulging in revenge or flaunting her wealth, Maya's first thought was of the boy she had helped the day before. With a gentle smile, she walked up to the same salesman who had humiliated her. "I'm here today as the owner of a new initiative to help families and individuals purchase vehicles affordably," she said calmly. "And I'd like you to assist professionally this time without judgment." The salesman, now pale and flustered, stammered, unable to hide his embarrassment. Maya handed him a small card and turned to leave, pausing just long enough to glance back. She could see the realization dawning in his eyes, that kindness, humility, and humanity could never be bought, only earned. In the weeks that followed, Maya's initiative transformed the dealership. Families who had once been overlooked were now welcomed with dignity. Maya became a local legend, not because of her wealth, but because of her unwavering compassion and selflessness. Through it all, Maya never forgot the lesson life had taught her, that true power lies not in money or status, but in the way we treat others, especially when no one is watching. She had been humiliated, yes, but that very humiliation became the catalyst for her greatest impact. And as Maya drove her first car from the dealership, smiling at the boy she had helped now safely buckled in the back seat, she realized something profound. Sometimes the universe humbles us not to punish, but to prepare us to rise and to lift others along the way. Key themes and takeaways. Kindness and selflessness triumph over cruelty. Humiliation can become a turning point for growth. True success is measured in compassion and impact. Wealth. Small acts of humanity can change lives unexpectedly. A few days later, Maya returned to the diner, not as a waitress but as a guest. Her old co-workers stared in disbelief as she walked through the door, carrying a warm smile and a gift for everyone, a bonus that would change their lives. "Consider this a thank you for all the little ways you made my days brighter," she said, her voice steady but filled with warmth. Tears welled up in more than a few eyes. Some had doubted her dreams, some had pitied her, but now they saw that her heart had always been her greatest strength. Word of Maya's transformation spread through the town like wildfire. Yet she didn't let it change who she was. She continued volunteering, helping struggling families, and mentoring young people who felt overlooked, teaching them a simple truth: dignity and kindness are far more valuable than money or titles. One afternoon, while signing documents for a new community scholarship program, Maya received a call from the boy she had helped at the dealership. "Thank you, Ms. Maya," he said shyly. "Because of you, my dad could finally get a car to drive to work. I'll never forget you." Maya smiled, her heart full. "You don't need to thank me, sweetie. Just promise me you'll help someone else whenever you can." That evening, as Maya stood by the window of her new office, looking out over the city lights, she reflected on how far she had come. From a humiliated waitress to a billionaire with the power to change lives, it wasn't the money that mattered. It was the courage to stay kind in the face of cruelty, the strength to lift others while lifting herself, and the grace to never let humiliation define her. In that moment, Maya knew that her journey wasn't just about her own success. It was about planting seeds of compassion wherever she went, proving that the smallest acts of humanity could ripple out and create monumental change. And so, she kept moving forward, one kind act, one smile, and one heart at a time, knowing that real power, real wealth, and real happiness all started with the choice to be good in a world that sometimes forgot how.